Not a major problem for some, excessive and embarrassing for others, maybe even somewhat painful. In this video, I'll briefly explain how you can stop biting your nails with habit reversal training. So there are two major components to habit reversal training: awareness training and competing response training. For habit reversal training to be effective, a substitute behavior has to be carefully chosen, and not just any substitute, but a competing response. So when we bite our nails, we'll often realize, or rather not realize, that we bite our nails when we're doing something completely unrelated to our hands. So watching TV, listening to the teacher in class, or you could be sitting at the bus stop. A competing response, it's not just performed in place of a habit behavior, but a competing response is one that makes engaging in the habit behavior difficult. So in the case of nail biting, some examples of competing responses are clenching your hands into a fist, grabbing a nearby object, this pen on my desk, or could be folding your arms. I prefer to fold my arms personally because sometimes I don't have anything near me at the time, and folding my arms comes more naturally to me than clenching my fists, for example. But you take the time to figure out and choose what works best for you. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, it's important that we can identify when we bite our nails or when we are about to bite our nails. This is called awareness training, and with a bit of practice, you'll learn to use the two components of habit reversal training together, and that is distinguishing between each instance of nail biting and to use the competing response each time we are about to bite our nails. Once we can be aware of each instance we bite or are about to bite our nails, we can immediately implement the competing response for 1 to 3 minutes. Now, one fascinating finding about competing responses is that they don't actually have to be incompatible with the habit behavior to be effective. The effort required to sustain a competing response serves as a punisher, and without getting into too much detail, a punisher is a consequence that makes a behavior less likely to occur in the future. So, hypothetically, if I wanted to stop biting my nails, I could clench my toes for 1 to 3 minutes and my nail biting habit would decrease regardless. But personally, as I said, I like to fold my arms, so it just reduces the temptation anyway, but I digress. Now, that being said, merely knowing how to implement these techniques is one thing and implementing them is another. Without the motivation, and most importantly, compliance, the chances are we'll continue to keep looking down at our hands in frustration. So we must trust the process, look to the people close to us for praise and support so we can stay motivated on our journey to healthy looking fingers. So to put it all together, we first practice becoming aware of our behavior through awareness training, we implement our competing response for 1 to 3 minutes, and last and most importantly, we understand that habit reversal training is ineffective without compliance. Good luck.